Welcome to the show. It's your man Fly Chefin, aka the homie John John. You saw the title, you saw the description. So let's just get straight into it. You know what I mean? Let's get this thing cooking. So as you see, the big dog Snoop Doggy Dogg, the Prince of the West, Daz Dillinger are once again bumping heads and not seeing eye to eye. Now, as a fan, I'm gonna say this. This isn't something that we want to see. You know what I mean? If you're a Dogg Pound fan, a fan of West Coast music, one of the things we didn't enjoy in the beginning, we do not enjoy now, is seeing Daz Dillinger and Snoop bump heads. Now, one of the things that the fans of the Dogg Pound received in the last 3 years, I guess Snoop Dogg acquired Death Row, and in the last 3 years, he's been able to put out some pretty decent music. In the last year and a half, we got some really good music that came out of Death Row. We got two Snoop Dogg albums, an Eastsiders album, and we even got that Dogg Pound album. And if you ask me, that Dogg Pound album was the best of the four. Now, what fear I have about Daz being kicked off of Death Row, the beef with Snoop Dogg is, as a Dogg Pound fan, we may never get to hear another Dogg Pound album, and I hope that's not the case. I hope there's nothing that's gonna stop us from getting Dogg Pound music in the future. But the way it looks right now, we may not get another Dogg Pound album. You know what I mean? So that's just disheartening. You know what I mean? And so, to me, in my opinion, that last Dogg Pound album, we got was some of the best music they ever put out. It definitely was the best album they put out in the last 10 years. It was a Dogg Pound album or a Daz solo or a Corrupt solo, which we don't get too many Corrupt solos, but Daz puts out a ton of solo albums, but none of his solo albums compared to this last Dogg Pound album. So he just dropped 3 albums back to back to back. Revenge, Retaliation, Get Back, 2 and 3. I think that was a 2. He dropped 2 and 3. And they was decent albums. You know, far cry away from that, we got. For sure, far cry away from him. But you know, Daz know what he doing. But the thing is like I say, as a fan, I think he's hurting us. But let's take a look and a listen. See what Daz. Okay, I'm sorry. I jumped ahead, but Daz has been on a couple of sites and he's been venting and telling his side of the story. Some of that entailed that he been kicked off of Death Row for not giving over his rights to his music. So let's just take a listen to Snoop's response to that, and then we'll go back and listen to what Daz had to say. Try to beat this commercial when it come on, because I know it's a commercial gonna pop on as soon as I drop that.
I see you ain't got shit to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'm gonna you up, cuz, on some real shit. Not physical.
Now look at the face, Snoop. Right, you could tell this is a big cousin talking to a little cousin. You know what I mean? Because he's very much frustrated. And one thing that you don't really hear is you don't really hear Snoop going online talking about Daz. Now Daz is fast to jump on there and speak on the dog, but you rarely hear the dog get on and start down talking Daz. But I think the dog been pushed to his limits. So you hear what he told him. I'm gonna take it back.
See, you ain't got shit to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'm gonna you up, cuz, on some real shit. Not physically, but business-wise. Cause you broke us right now, so I'm gonna you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone.
You nigga said, leave me alone, man. You know what I'm saying? When your big cousin telling you leave me alone, just leave me alone, homie, because you going to push me to a place. That's all he said. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to have to press no buttons, but it's family. That's the cold part about it. It's family. He mad now. Now he want to F me up business-wise by trying to steal everything I own that was on Death Row by forged signature and not paying royalties. Since he had the label using our royalties to pay his staff, they were making more than the artist. I sued Suge Knight back in the day. Should I do the same to Cuz? It's all in my name. The publishing numbers don't change unless, LOL, you a thief. You can't starve me out. I'm independent. I run my own. Always have, you little BIE, you know. So it's money. It's business, right? Let's see what Daz had to say. See, is it going out of chronological order? That's Daz responding to what Snoop said, but let's see if we can get, let's see if we can hear a little bit about what
got rejected and I got accepted. You know what I'm saying? So that was the money maker. The pause like the Apple sign, like I said before. And like I said, they tried to go behind my back and trademark all my work and then flood my face like, yeah, we got it. That's all we wanted. Because we're going to sell everything for $1 billion to Universal.
And that was one of the things I was thinking. Is there a bigger play? So let's say, okay, so Snoop want all the music. So Snoop want everything that was a part of the Death Row catalog, right? So if he get everything that's on a part of the Death Row catalog, now he can shop it. Now he can shop it and do what he could do with it. And so if the plan is, okay, we're gonna get all the music, we're gonna sell it for $1 billion. And that's a lot of money. And then we talking about splitting that billion between what, 6 artists? That means, Daz, you did a lot of the publishing. Let's say you get 200 million out of that. 200 million. You know what I'm saying? Snoop gonna get 200 million. You know what I'm saying? And then all the rest of the artists, they break that other thing down, man. That sounds like a great thing. Now, my mind says Daz was looking more, okay, well, mine is perpetual money. I already got the machine working. My money coming. People sampling my beats. My publishing just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I only can spend so much money. I'm not trying to be P Diddy rich where I'm a weirdo and all that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in control of my own circumstances. But on the flip side, Snoop Dogg he looking at the big bag versus the marathon money, right? That's what it is. Dad's looking for marathon money. Snoop Dogg looking for, this like, you just bought the casino. You just and you done. Like this is after this kind of money, you don't really got to do nothing else after this. You don't need anybody to. So maybe that's the plan. Let's listen to more of what he's saying.
I'm be selling my shit.
Now, what do you mean by selling? He said he was going to sell it, or what they're selling Death Row, the new Death Row that just came?
Snoop, everything Snoop is going for, he gonna sell all that shit for $1 billion. He's cash out for the catalog. And then he sell that shit and he just start over and make new music.
Yeah. Okay, well then listen, that doesn't sound like too much of a bad play. It's just like we were saying, Snoop Dogg looking to get everything together. We're gonna dump this off for $1 billion. We're gonna split this money, and then we just gonna. Cause be honest. Like I said, the last 4 or 5 albums Snoop put out been real good. But my question is to the world is the music that Snoop produced under the title Death Row, would it be different if it was called Doggy Style? If he brought Doggy Style records back, would the music be different? Possibly. The feeling was different. I feel like that music that came out in the last, since 2022 on Death Row has been the best music any of them have put out. So I think as long as they're together, it doesn't really matter what the name of the record label is, but the iconic Death Row gave you a feeling. And then that feeling, I think, came through their music. So I hear what Daz is saying. Daz, like I say, I mean, I hear what Snoop is saying, but maybe Daz wants to keep his destiny in his own hands. Maybe he's thinking of longevity, his kids, but because he could pass down all of his publishing and stuff to his children, his grandchildren, his great grandchildren. Just like right now, the Temptations kids, they not getting none of that money, the grandkids. But Daz is in a situation where his grandkids and great grandkids will still be getting the money. But if you ended up with $100 million and you put that in a trust, it would do the exact same thing. Your kids would be living off that money forever, and it'll just keep going and going. So, we'll see.
I got my own pocket. The shit that I got on the wall right here, you know what I'm saying? The Chronic is already going back to Dr. Dre. Tupac took all his greatest hits album, all his albums, all his shit back over to Amaru. So what is left on Death Row? But I'm coming to get my shit, so what's gonna be left on Death Row? So he gotta make a new catalog. And that's where all the new cats come in at, you know what I'm saying? And making new content, you know what I mean? And
now you still have albums and stuff over there at Death Row, or what do you have over there? Now, are you part owner of it, or?
I'm not an owner.
Okay.
No.
Now, do you own anything over there, or do you write
My publisher and my rights and all that other type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So You know, songs of songs is in publishing deals. So you might have this one song, you know what I'm saying, this Doggy Dog or something. So somebody might sample that song. And now you got different songs made off that song that you get a piece of that catalog. Now your catalog is a little.
So that's what we were saying earlier. See, Daz understands that he's being sampled a lot. You know, YG sampled him a bunch of times in his music. Samples Daz a lot. You know what I mean? And so I think what Daz is just saying is, listen, I want to own my own. I'm not trying to hand mine back. I fought too hard to get all mine. Just like Tupac, Mama, and them fought to get theirs. I'm not giving mine back. You know what I mean? Need mine to get this big bag, and maybe you promising me you promised me a return, but he don't want to be no Kirk Burrows. He definitely don't want to be no Kirk Burrows. And it sounds like that's what the play he's looking at it like. I ain't no Kirk Burrows. I ain't signing my ass over it. You know what I'm saying? Just because. So I think Dad's one of my favorites from the DPG. He held his own the whole time. He was the enforcer, the warlord. And the one thing I always said, if I could interview anybody, I always wanted to interview Daz, and I'm gonna tell you why. If y'all remember, and so this maybe y'all can help me with this because this is something I always thought about, and I always wonder why nobody that interviews Daz don't ever ask this. So Daz, so remember when Easy died, and Easy died like in between Snoop's first and second album, Easy died. Now, if you remember though, well, I don't want to say this. Now, when Easy died, it was this rumor and this, it was innuendo rumors and suggested that maybe Suge had gotten him knocked down. And people were saying, well, how is it possible that, Suge could get Easy hit with AIDS? Well, it was like I say, it was suggested that maybe he got injected with something like that, or some sort of way, like maybe he got a female who was willing to take a few dollars. We never knew what happened, but it was suggested that that's what took place. And so let's see if we could find Suge Knight, because Suge Knight was on Arsenio Hall, if y'all remember. And he had made a statement about Easy's death. So let's see what Suge had to say about that.
See, technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. Some kids, you don't go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out that people sell all the time. They got this stuff called, they get blood from somebody with AIDS, and then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
that's
that's a slow death.
Yeah.
An easy thing,
That slow death, that easy E thing. Did y'all hear what he said? They got this new thing where they find a woman, or not a woman, someone with AIDS, figure out a way to get it in something, they hit you with it, and you get that slow death, that easy E thing. So that's what. Now we don't know if Suge was real or not, because of course I'm sure Suge had even heard the rumors by the time this interview. I thought he was on Arsenio Hall, but I don't know who that guy is, but Suge could have been playing with the media and bubbling up his name. But what made it always so strange? One of the things that made that always so strange was, if y'all remember Snoop Dogg's first album. Snoop Dogg's first album, Dad said something in that album. Remember, this album came out 2 years before Eazy-E died. But Dad said something in that album that was always questionable. Always questionable. And I'm going to play it right now. I don't know if y'all heard that clearly or not. But what he had said was, what he said was, Daz asked Dr. Dre, what's up with them dudes dissing you on the TV? And Dr. Dre said something to the sort of, I ain't tripping on these, And then Daz said, oh, HIV having ass. And then Dre said, easy come, easy go. Right? It was a whole AIDS joke. It was a whole HIV joke, diss, whatever you want to call it. And they last, and in my opinion, nobody would use that type of language. Like, you dissing somebody, you got a problem with somebody, the last thing you're gonna say is, "Oh, this nigga got AIDS." And that's not something people say. Like, "Oh, you got HIV." Nobody says that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't even, you know what I'm saying? So why would you say something like that? So because of that, I think that gave it more of a push. And the cold part about it is, we seeing, if y'all ain't seen that P. Diddy movie, you need to go watch that P. Diddy movie, because one of the things that you're going to find out is once these dudes got some big bread, they can move mountains. And they become dangerous. That money can make somebody dangerous, man. And so it's questionable. Anyway, it's your boy Fly Chef and the homie John John. Until next time.
Fly Chef. What's happening, Fly?
Fly Chef, what's up, my boy? What's poppin' with it?
We got my boy Flying Chef.
Fly Chef, oh my days.
Shout out to Fly Chef.
Don't keep my boy. That's my boy. That Stephen is my boy.
Fly Chefing.
That's right, yo. Appreciate that, Park South. Fly Chefing, man, for the lunch, man. Yeah, good looking out, Fly Chefing.
Shout out to my boy Fly Chef.